When life tries to take me down to a whisper, just shout on purpose. Watch, so you have momentum, look at me, and then bam, the waves of life hit, and then many people have a setback. Could be a relationship, it was looking so good the first 3 dates. Now you gotta change your numbers. Divorce, setback. Financial setback. Physical setback. Illness setback. Somebody passed in our lives, setback. When most people have a setback, watch, they take a step back. Then a setback and a step back. And a setback and a step back. And now watch, you find yourself so far away from the real you. And people many times sit in that setback. I don't mind you going through a tough time and staying there for a week or a month or a year, but a decade? So some people sit, say sit. Some people settle, say settle. And that's where we're headed today, because a lot of you that are watching here today, you have been settling in your setback, and you have therefore become a discount version of yourself. Well, you don't understand what I've been through, Tim Storey. Oh, really? We all been through hell. But to quote Winston Churchill, when you're going through hell, don't stop. Don't pitch a tent in hell. Don't build a Holiday Inn in hell. Come on, somebody. Don't even put a Ritz-Carlton in your hell. Proverbs 12:11, he who works his land shall have abundance. Whoever chases fantasies lacks wisdom. There's my life. He who works his land. What's my land, Tim Storey? If you're in the 5th grade, work your 5th grade land. If you're a single mother, work your land. If you're overweight, work your land. Get in shape. He who works his land shall have. The word shall means certainly. It's fixed. It's determined. You shall have what? Abundance. Abundance is overflowing, more than enough. I am freakish at working my land. I am a working machine. I'm in the middle of 8 companies. I'm doing movies at a high level. I'm doing plays, rehab, recovery, which we'll talk about later. I'm in the middle of the restaurant business now. I'm working my land. So I'm up most mornings about 4:45, like you. I go to the gym. I'm working my land. So Vesantita Gonzalez, my mother, when she was so hard on me to do the dishes correctly, she was teaching me to work my land. So one thing you will always get from me is I will damn work my land. I work my land and it gave me abundance because it's the law of the harvest. And I'll work you through this. It'll take me literally 60 seconds. You got to plow the ground to plant the seed, to water the seed, to get the harvest. So your whole life is what's happened to you. You've been plowing, hard work, planting by faith, watering by faith, and payday's on its way. So payday hit you and your wife in this wild way. Why? Because it says it's going to happen. He who works his land shall have abundance. You can't always make financial decisions based on emotion. And because I feel for people, I feel sorry for somebody. And so a lot of people approach me with projects. So I could be in the airport. Hey, Tim Storey, I got this invention or product. I really think that sometimes I took on some that I should not, because that person did not pay the price. They just wanted to use my contacts to do it. And it just made me too busy and my life was too cluttered. So I had to declutter my life from some of these projects. Sometimes in order to stay on our priority pathway, you gotta say no. So I've really become a master of saying that's just not working for me. But in years past, I was too cluttered. Most people, when we were kids, there's a shout. Parents always go, shh. And the parents never go into a kid's room and say, turn up the volume. They go, shh, in the classroom, shh. Because kids, there's a volume to life. But the more we get challenged and disappointed, disappointment is an amazing thing. The scriptures say that disappointment can make you heartsick. Well, that's bad because the heart is the center, it's your core. Joy comes from the heart, peace, faith. So when you're disappointed and your heart is sick, it could take away your shout. So life can knock the shout out of you. With my father passing, that could have knocked the shout out of me, and I could have stayed that way, or someone who's been in a car accident, or someone who started a business and it didn't work, someone who thought, certain things were gonna happen in their lives and now they're disappointed. But there are ways to get your shout back. When life tries to take me down to a whisper, just shout on purpose. Just intentionally shout. Sometimes I am driving on the freeway and I'll just think about things that are going right. So it's not always a verbal shout, it's an inward shout of choosing to say, hey, this is something to shout about. I'm still alive. You know, a lot of people like to complain about their age. I'm already 52. So we could take and have a little, just a shout moment every day and just remember, thank God we're still alive.